Hiya and welcome back to Password, the game that teaches us that Dean is a danger to society and must be captured and contained as soon as possible. I mean, come on, he's a gay guy with a gun. Obviously he's dangerous. Anyways, let's just hop right in. So, what brings you here, Dave? So, this is probably going to be a strange question. Oh, what's up? You've been here before, right? I stared at Haas, trying to read his expression. It was hard to tell exactly what he thought of that. To the mansion? Well, yeah. Now, why would you be asking something like that? Benson said one of us had been here. Roswell said to ask Haas, given he was likely to know if there were hidden rooms. And I realized he was avoiding the question. Haas, have you or haven't you? Maybe. My eyes narrowed on him before, by some fluke, I had an epiphany. The library. What about the library? The library! When we first got here, you said there was a library that covered multiple floors. How did you know about that? What, you haven't been there yet? Haas? I have no idea where it is. Can you show me? Well, yeah, I guess I could. You've been there before, so... Wow. Wow. That's actually going too far. That is actually going too far. That was a bit too fucked up. Well, yeah, I guess I could. You've been there before, so... No, I haven't! At the suit of armor. You've been there. Yeah, and that's not the library. Benson said one of us had been here before. You seem to know of this room. I can't find that. I'm trying to, so... Alright, you got me. Yeah, I know where it is. You good for me to show you now? I'm ready, but why would you lie about that? When we get there, I'll fill you in. Promise. Come on. Hiya. I ran my hand through my fur, feeling tired. Tired enough that I considered taking a nap. Which in turn made me remember that Dean was likely taking one now. Dean had walked in on me sleeping and joined me. Plus, if I was going to be up late tonight, it makes sense I had a nap so I wasn't falling asleep, right? Convincing myself on the way to Dean's room, I opened the door slowly, peeking in to find him sprawled out on the bed asleep in just his underwear. He'd walked into my room already undressed, and there was no way I was going to get into bed with him fully clothed, not with how damp I'd likely end up in case I drifted off and he drooled all over me. Off came my shirt and I stretched, wandering closer to the bed. Dean's clothes were dumped in the middle of the floor, seemingly strewn about. I didn't realize he had so many of the same plaid shirt. As I tried to take my pants off... What? Who? Turned to look at Dean and he had woken up, still in a daze trying to make out who I was. His curtains were drawn so the room was darker than normal, but he sighed out. Oh, it's just you, Dave. Almost gave me a heart attack. Everything alright? Oh, yeah, I just thought, that you join me? Yeah, is that alright? Of course, although I don't know how much sleeping we'll be doing. You know, given your undressing. Hey! You've seen what I wear to bed. You've even felt it. I placed a hand on his face and pushed him back onto the bed, chuckling. Do you want a cuddle partner or a nap, or should I put my clothes back on? Nah, you're perfect. Come join me and we can get a couple hours in before I have to go get dinner sorted. Dean shuffled aside, making sure I had enough space to lay down. He stayed on his side, head propped up an elbow as I mirrored him. First word you heard was underwear. Oh no. Also, hiya. all the sus words. So, good day so far? It's been good. How's your nap been? Fine until you woke me up. Ugh, sorry about that. It's fine. But how are you going to make it up to me? Dean placed a hand under my chin, scratching gently before moving that hand over to my neck and letting it rest there just above my shoulder. I don't know. Maybe, well... I placed my hands on his chest, rubbing and scratching gently. They dipped lower still, down his belly towards the waistband of his underwear. Yeah? Hiya. I leaned forward and snapped the waistband of his underwear back, holding his gaze. I threw caution to the wind after a moment of hesitation and felt him up through the fabric. Dean breathed in suddenly, rumbling in his chest right up until I pulled my hand away. I think that's enough for now. Wait, what? But... That's payback for yesterday. But I guess I could let you cuddle me and get a kiss. Aww. I guess I had that one coming. I planted a quick kiss on his nose before settling in. Tomorrow night, though? Maybe. Oh? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe start with being naked and I don't know. He's a mean. Works for me. You set the pace and we'll go from there, alright? Jesus! Do I need to put you two in timeout? Amethyst cats, do I need to put you two in timeout? Okay, I'll be paying attention to chat. Works for me. You set the pace and we'll go from there, alright? No, I'm not mad. I'm more disappointed. Okay. Come on, get comfy and let's get a nap in before dinner. It didn't take long for Dean to get to sleep. Okay, bye. And after listening to him for a while, I started to drift off too. Next thing I know, Dean's phone was going off. Some alarm that he'd set so he didn't sleep too far into the afternoon. We both got up and got dressed to head downstairs for dinner. I remember Dean wandered over at some point and sat a plate of pasta in front of me, kissing me on the cheek, but I didn't respond. Maybe he was just worried. After all, I was there when you had a nap. Hi, Oz. Oswin. This bitch. The vision I had of Dean flashed to the front of my mind. Poisoned. Was what killed him something that came from Oswin's lab? Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Honestly, I hope you had fun. We're getting off track. Okay. I saw Dean dead. Looked like a poisoning? A poisoning? Where? Oswin's tone was just an echo, almost in disbelief. Right, in the greenhouse. What did you put into the keypad? Death cap. Oh, and there was another one with Roswell. What do you mean? It was, him attacked from behind, I think, next to a book with the word underlined in blood. What was the word? Oh, discovery. And the code you used? Oh, it was the same. Alright, we're gonna ask him some goofy-aw questions. Dean. Ah, you bitch. Ring on your tusk. Ah, you bitch. Are you gay? Your anime hair. Who is the best boy? Oh, you bastard. Do you have a Hot Wheels collection? Sugared cereal. Do you like anime? Ah, god damn it. Okay. Damn it. Yeen. I'm trying to think. We already asked about. Is he hiding the grimace? Grimace shake. Ah, I misspelled shake. Shake in your lab. Dave. Yes? He's disappointed. Has anyone ever survived the grimace shake? Actually, I can answer that one. I did. I actually had a grimace shake. It was pretty good, and I didn't die. Hmm. Oh. Hoss. Damn it. Why your mom gay? Damn it. You know what? Let's ask about Benson. What about Benson? He's just very Benson-y. Benson-y? Really? Oz. Now you bastard. Oz win. Now you bastard. Hmm. You know what? Just real quick. Last one. Oh, wait. Second to last one. Roswell parents. Now you fucker. Why are your ears grabbable? Hiya. Can I grab your ears? One last question. One last question. Because I'm actually curious. Damn it! Let's just stay silent. I also want to just poke his nose. His nose is very pokeable. The door closed just as quick, and despite how quiet he was being, the scent gave him away without me needing to open my eyes. He wandered over and placed something on the side table before placing a hand on my head, stroking gently. Hey, rise and shine, handsome. I slowly opened my eyes upon smelling the coffee he had set down, looking up at the bear standing beside my bed. Good morning. Oh, hey. Good morning. You must have been tired. Slept through breakfast and everything. None of the questions that we asked Oswin were good. Exactly. Fuck. I think I might have got all of it. I don't know. Must have been tired. Slept through breakfast and everything. I had a rough night. Well, something like that at least. Oh, well, I brought you coffee at least. Dean passed me the coffee and sat down on the bed, eyeing me carefully. How'd you sleep? I had medication, so I was fine. Was out like a light eventually. Oh, okay. I gingerly sipped my coffee, looking about the room. Maybe I should clean or do something today to just gather my thoughts. That's familiar. What is? Hey, look, you're wearing. I just remember that I have beef jerky just laying around. Like, on my desk. And it's actually really good. Sighing out, I took another swig from the mug in my hands before setting it off to the side. Just have to work through some stuff. You know how it is. Hiya. Boy, do I ever. How's that stuff on your end anyway? Huh? Oh. Dean kneaded his hands, pulling his gaze away from me while he seemingly thought over something. Sorry, I shouldn't have asked, so, no, it's probably better I clue you in on something sooner rather than later. It's just hard to know how much to tell you. This is some heavy stuff. If it's that personal, I don't mean to pry, Hiya. No, it's for the best. At least letting you know some of it. So, the medication helps me sleep. I told you that, right? Dean's tone shifted so it was more measured, if slightly sickened. Or maybe not sick, at least guilty. A long while back, I did something terrible to someone. I relived that moment some nights, and it's just, ugh. He groaned, his whole body shuddering as he closed his eyes, almost shaking off a lingering thought. Who was it? Maybe I'll tell you about him someday, but the important thing was that he was a high school friend. Was he... Dean shot me a look that I rarely saw him point at me, commanding and making it clear that I shouldn't finish my question. Apparently us. He breathed in through his nose before sighing the breath out, rubbing his forehead. So this friend... Should be obvious that I like you, right? No sense beating around the bush there. Wouldn't still be trying to get to you myself if I didn't. Right, although the aggressive flirting makes me wonder sometimes. Trust me when I say that I love sex and can't wait to get you to myself, and that way if it ever happens. But I do want more. I need more than that. Well, more accurately, I think I need both. So I come on strong, sometimes unintentionally. Sometimes it's genuine, other times it's panic. Why would you panic, though? Like... I gestured between us, not really sure what I was getting at, but Dean seemed to derive meaning from it all the same. I know, we're testing things out, but you can't be too careful, Dave. I'm older, I've been around the block before, so I'm trying to be responsible. So I'm trying to be the responsible one here. Responsible, but horny? Dean chuckled, lightly shaking his head. I'm serious, I want us to get to a point where it's official, and I want it to work. You like me too, right? I mean, I wouldn't have agreed to a date or really anything else that's happened so far if I didn't, right? Well, that helps at least. That's the gist of it. Something I did a while back keeps me up at night thinking that I'm going to screw it up in the same way. I placed my hand on Dean's, holding it while I took another sip of coffee. As he looked to me, he smiled softly with a smile, becoming more genuine as he took my hand in his proper, responsible but Is that an actual thing? Responsible. Responsible. I'm actually curious if that's a thing. You better watch yourself, Dean. I'm this close to giving you a black eye. It isn't! It isn't! Now I'm curious about something and I'm going... Well, shit. I'm just going to avoid that altogether. I'm not going to get into that. As much as you talk about sex, Dean, it's not as if I don't want to get there, too. It's just a big step, right? Oh, no. I suppose it is, yeah. I mean, though, I'm happy to let you set the pace. Right. But, well, that's what's bothering me. What's bothering you? Oh, I looked across to my phone,
Beware
eyes
of the
lingering
sneaky Sal.
on it before I looked back to Dean. Hey, yo! That's... So Orlando told you about my dad, right? Oh! Sometimes I just miss him a whole lot. Last night was one of those nights where, you know, I trailed off looking down into my mug of coffee with a sigh. I'll go for a walk later and try and clear my head, I think. It's been a rough couple of days. Dean shifted closer and lifted my chin gently so I was looking at him. Promise he'll come get me if it gets too much, alright? Oh, okay, I promise. Well, I'll let you get changed. Oh, alright. To be honest, I'm surprised you didn't make a bigger deal about wanting to see me change. Hey, I was being serious about what I said before. My curiosity aside, I do sometimes know when to be a gentleman. Responsible PB owner licensed. What the fuck? It's that time I get my chance tonight. As I began to laugh, Dean wandered off, blowing me a kiss before he left the room. Oh, that is so wholesome. Responsibly horny bear. He's a very responsible bear. Well, it's a shame we just had lunch, otherwise that's just a picnic. A picnic? Really? Yes, a picnic. What's wrong with that? Don't say anything wrong with that, really, but maybe Tyson's just jealous. My attention turned to Tyson immediately. He seemed to have his jaw and fist clenched, but he didn't seem to be acting out. Hoss, that might not have... Don't worry about it, pup. He's the one that's jealous. What? Can't take what you dish out. Well, in any case, you've gone for a walk, but perhaps did you want to sit inside today? Want to watch this cartoon with us? I can't say it's normally what I go for, but potentially. What do you think, Dave? I've been roped into, apparently. Oh yeah, what are they wanting? I'll give you one guess. Orlando looked around me to Haas, who was mid-pose while Tyson was rolling his eyes. Dean as confused as you'd expect. Bold move. Although throwing Tyson anything is a hard guess. It's an anime about fighting is, well, at least action happened in it. What kind of show is it?
Oh, so imagine that they're like ghosts that help you fight.
They're not ghosts!
They may as well be.
Well, alright. I hope you enjoy your ghost fighting cartoon. They're not ghosts, Sal. More embodiments of the soul. Of the fighting spirit. Can't they all just get along nicely? Roswell shook his head and handed the coffee to me, letting me drink in deep. Not long after did Orlando sat down the sandwiches in front of me.
If you get tired of watching anime, you're welcome to join us if we're still playing, Dave.
Dave's Bizarre Adventure.
But if you're keen on watching anime, you'd probably want to eat lunch before they start without you, right?
To the anime. Apologize again or stay quiet. I'm sorry, I can't get my head past it. I can't get my head past it. Just... Roswell being a little shit. Is that a JoJo show gay? What are we apologizing for again? For being a piece of shit? Yeah, because we brought Tyson along without asking. Okay. Alright, class is now in session. Haas jogged over to the entertainment system and started messing with it, humming to himself. So, am I going to regret agreeing to this? With how much Haas is talking this up, it can't hurt, right? Yeah, I guess you're right. Alright, moment of truth, Tyson. You a dubs guy or a subs guy? The fuck did you just ask me? Not that kind of question. Dubs or subs? Choice between the two, I'd have to say dub, right? What makes you say that, Dean? Rub-a-dub-dub, right? Fuck off. That's not what that means. Does it really matter? It's very important. If you pick wrong, I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but I will judge you for it. Ugh. Pup, help me out here. Oh, right, so subs is short for subtitles, and dubs is, Dubtitles, obviously. Easy. Damn it, Dean. Damn it, Dean. Dubtitles, obviously, easy. Not even close. Do I have to read if I pick the dubtitle one? It's not dubtitles. But can it be? I caught Ty smirking. He was doing this on purpose, and it seemed as though Dean had picked up on a chance to razz Haas too. God fucking Windows. Maybe we should stick to dubtitles, Haas. Not you too, Dave! I'll have you know there's a fine art of dubbing something over. It's not as easy as you think. But what is it? Imagine taking a video and then talking over, but you also need to make sure the amount of time a character is talking for matches how long it takes to say the line. Doesn't sound too hard, just put the volume down and just talk over it, right? Not quite. Okay, I regret bringing any of you guys here. Then you have to worry about the music and the sound effects too. Bit too complicated for me, sorry. Is it really that hard? It takes some work, but I've done an episode or two of fan dubbing. You could watch those instead if you want. No. No, not right now. Next time, maybe. Well, fine. We'll watch the first episode dubbed and go from there. Though I warn you that subs is typically the way to go. Fucking dubtitles. Dean and Tyson went and grabbed beanbags while Haas finished setting things up. I thought back to the movie night and wondered, would Dean mind if I decided to go and sit in his lap? After all, we'd been saving a beanbag. Not that there was any shortage of them, really. Then again, I could always just get my own beanbag, but where's the fun in that? Are we going to sit next to Haas, Dean, or Tyson? Pretty cool. Is it a question? Is it even a question? I don't think it is. Dean? Full bear for bear route, yes. I kept my eyes on Dean, the corners of my mouth twitching upward upon noticing him giving me a smile in kind. Everything alright? Yep. You're lucky I got you a beanbag, you dork. Oh, who said I needed one, Tyson? Figured you may as well just sit on my lap. Fuck off, give him the choice at least. I don't really mind, honest. I'll take that as a yes to sit in my lap. I noticed that both of them had carried over 2 beanbags each, so there were 4 in total. Dean eased himself back into a beanbag, shuffling back and patting his leg as if to signal for me to sit. Come on, handsome, room for one more. Ugh. By comparison, Ty just dropped into the one right next to Dean, grumbling. I shot Ty a quick glance before spinning around and dropping myself into Dean's lap. Whoa, careful! Oh, did I? No, but it could have been close. Ah, well, no harm done. We almost smashed his balls. We almost smashed his nuts. Which, sad. He shifted me slightly, and I had another reminder as to just how big he was compared to me. Sure, he stood taller, but he was broader too, just through virtue of being a bear. Wait, what? Oh wait, Tyson. I noticed Tyson watching us, but he said nothing. Seemed as though Dean noticed, though. What's the matter, Tyson? Nothing. Nah, come on, with a face like that, you want to cuddle up with Dave instead? Fuck off, he can cuddle with who he wants. True, but if you're uncomfortable, I can back off. Really? Why not? I shuffled in Dean's lap, finding him place a hand on my hip to keep me steady. Despite what he just said, it didn't seem as though he was making an effort to push me off. Not going to rub your face in it if you're bothered, but at the same time, unless you tell me something's wrong, I'm not going to stop doing what I want to do just because you're sulking. I'm not sulking. Well, look up there. No reason to be upset, Tyson. We're just having a good time as friends, right? Right. Someone looks comfy. Ugh, are we good to start yet? Pretty much, at least on my end. I'm good to start too. Dean made a point of rubbing my side as he spoke, prompting me to nod along too. All good here too. Excellent. Now, before I go hitting the lights, I had a question for you, Tyson. What? Want to get buddy-buddy like Dean and Dave are? Fuck off. Would it help if I claimed no homo? Wait, are they wearing socks? Because there's like a whole thing. It's like a whole thing, like... No homo socks. Yeah, it's like a whole thing. It's a whole ass thing. Alrighty. No, it's not that. Okay. Okay, so like, if you say no homo, or you wear socks, then it isn't gay. But if you do both or neither, then it actually is gay. Does that make sense? It's not homo if the balls don't touch. Would it help if I claim no homo? Just go hit the lights. Alright, just a sec. Haas wandered off to hit the lights, returning a moment later to sit in one of the available beanbags. See, here's the thing. I don't do either. Because I'm gay. Haas wandered off to hit the lights, returning a moment later to sit in one of the available beanbags. I should not have said that. I'd watched this show before, or parts of it. Haas seemed to be in a constant state of deciding where the best place to start this show was. There was another one like it. Except about the... Fuck it, that's allowed. There was another one like it. Something about the Holy Grail that you could watch in any order, except you couldn't without spoiling parts of it. It was all a little too serious for me, but if it made him happy, then I was happy to just watch whatever. I preferred the ones that had a mix of exciting events and lighthearted fun. After the first episode, I looked to see how Tyson was faring, and he seemed to be interested enough to keep watching. Dean, on the other hand, seemed less than interested. Although I couldn't tell how much of that was because I was sitting in his lap. Haas, on the other hand, as expected, had a smile plastered on his face and jumped up to start the next episode the moment the end credits had finished. By the second episode, though... I know, right? Gay men in my gay furry visual novel. Ugh! Disgraceful. Everyone enjoying so far? Yeah, it's not bad. I'm down to keep going. What's wrong, Dean? No, don't worry about it. Not your thing, big guy? Not exactly. What about if we switch? We could find something that we can all like, right? No, that's alright. I'll go make myself busy elsewhere. Dean patted my back, gesturing me to get up so we could stand. Thanks, handsome. Still was good to try something a bit different. Might go check in on the crops, then might go for a stroll of my own. Crops? Like the greenhouse? That's right, wanna come? I thought about it. Part of me didn't like the idea of Dean being alone. The other part just wanted to spend more time with him, and some privacy might be good, as dangerous as it could be. Sure. I mimicked Dean's stretch before flashing him a toothy smile. Lead the way! Dean led the way out from the rec room, downstairs towards the back door. I mean, I'm not wearing socks right now. You know, I'm not wearing them because I'm in lounge clothes. How did we get into this conversation about socks? It depends on whether or not you say no homo. If you say no homo and you're wearing socks, then it's gay, but if you don't say no homo and you keep wearing socks, then it's not gay. Oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry, forgot. I forgot. I turned to look at him as we stood on the back porch. I'm happy you decided to join me. Well, you were nice enough to be a chair for me. It's the least I could do. Oh, was that the only reason? Well, no. I do like spending time with you, too. Dean stretched out his arms, yawning. I guess it's just nice to having that reassurance that you're interested in what I'm into. Unless... He nudged me gently, wriggling his eyebrows. You had other reasons for joining me? I smirked back at him. What, here? What if someone sees Dean? I guess we'd better be quick. Oh? Well, I think I can be quick. God damn it! The moment he went for his fly, I reached out to grab his arm, stopping him. I should have known better than to call his bluff. What? Not interested after all? I know! Not right now, I should have known better than to try copying you. Well, what is it they say about mimicry and flattery? Okay, bye. Ah. I'm not going to catch you wearing my shirts next, am I? I laughed and he patted me on the back before he set off towards the greenhouse. I don't know, should I bring up the whole, Dean flavor yeen? Wait, did I read that? I laughed and he patted me on the back before he set off towards the greenhouse. But when we stepped foot inside, I breathed in deep. This mix of scents that I was slowly becoming fond of. That mix of loamy soil and slightly damp air that made the place feel and smell fresh. So, what should I do? Oh, nothing. Not if you don't want to. And if I do want to? Well, in that case, come on over here. He gestured for me to follow over to some pots where he looked around for a bit before taking up a pair of snippers. I also can't wait for roads yet traveled. I want you to hold something. Let me just get it for you. He turned and with a quick motion with his hand, turned back around with the freshly cut flower. Here, hold this for me. I felt my cheeks go red under my fur as I carefully took the flower from him. Why do I get the impression that you're not going to be asking for this one back? Am I that obvious? A little, but I don't mind. I don't think so, at least. But when I say I want to help, I mean it. Dean straightened up, looking serious. Well, I had to break it to you, but there really isn't anything to do. I planted some onions, but they're going to take a few weeks to be ready. Otherwise, everything else just needs water. Which I did before we came in for lunch. Oh, so why did we come in here? Well, I just like checking up on them. They're like kids. Something like that. I can keep plants alive and healthy, I can dote and care for them, and they'll bloom. There was a bit of hesitation on his face, as if he wanted to continue but didn't quite know how to phrase it. Dean, are you alright? I'm fine. It's just a harsh reminder that it's a lot harder to nurture and care for something than it is to destroy it. For example, growing a tree takes years, cutting it down is a matter of minutes with a chainsaw. That's true, but it's worth it, right? What do you mean? Well, it's the same with vegetables, right? Like the pumpkin. I don't know how long that took to grow, but in a day it was gone. But even then, it'll keep feeding us and we had fun, so it was worth it. Maybe. Dean seemed to consider what I'd said a bit more than I'd intended. No, you're right. People are sort of the same. Same? In what way? Not that I really planned for it to happen, but let's say I make you upset. I made that happen, but what if the thing I made you upset about kept you from getting hurt or sick? That seems like a fair trade-off to me. Right. So just because a bad thing happens doesn't mean that it's all doom and gloom. It could just be what comes before some happier, right? I frowned, looking at Dean. Are you... Am I what? I shook my head quickly, dismissing the thought. There was no way Dean was plotting something to hurt me intentionally, at least not at the moment. Dave, come on, talk to me. What's on your mind? Are you talking about me? Us, I mean. Not exactly, but not entirely inaccurate. He seemed tense, standing there with his gaze fixed on me. kiss Dean or change the subject? Everyone's saying to kiss him. I edged forward, placing my hands on his chest. What? Wasn't sure if it was learned behavior at this point, but I knew Dean responded well to kisses, or at least liked them with how often he kissed me. So I leaned up as best I could, given our height difference, and kissed him softly on the mouth. He didn't reciprocate, though. Did I do it wrong? Not at all. In one quick motion, he had me around the waist, roughly pulling me in close and kissing me back. The suddenness of it made me jump, but it was clear that he was much better at this than I was. It was good that you made the first move. Very good. Very good, why? Just sound that I'm probably doing right by you. Of course you are, Dean. If you weren't, you'd know. What? You would tell me? Well, yeah. Even then, I don't know. I would have thought that it'd be obvious if I wasn't interested. Dean hugged me close and I squeezed him back. Felt right. At least in this very moment, there was nowhere else I'd rather be. His nose. I just want to squish it. I just want to squish his face. Did you feel up for that walk still? Sure, that'd be nice. Where did you want to go? Given how you went wandering off in the woods unsupervised, I don't know if trekking through there is a good idea. Where did you wander off to this morning? Towards the main roads, right? Yeah, but I didn't get very far. Well, if that's the case, then I think the woods might be our only bed unless you want to do laps of the house. I don't really mind. Where are you planning on going, Dean? Probably going to go into the woods, but if we go, you can't go wandering off again, alright? Okay, promise. Well, alright then, let's head on out. We are not going to listen to him. Dean led the way out of the greenhouse with me close behind. What? What? We have two people talking about how Dean's nose is boopable. We have two more people talking about fucking biting dicks off. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. Oh my god. Okay. Well, I'm still kind of envious of your creativity. I'm still kind of envious of it. It felt familiar, a mix between dread and excited that I wasn't sure I liked. My hesitation must have been clear as Dean took my hand in his, leading forward. It was quiet here. Peaceful. Dean just kept on trekking forward as if he knew where to go. There was no road, no path to follow, and occasionally he'd stop to look at a tree or something before continuing on. I didn't question the destination, but at some point I'd stop. Dean, wait. What's wrong? Just a small break. Please! He didn't let go of my hand, looking around before a smile broke out on his face and my world was flipped on its head as he picked me up onto his shoulders. Whoa! He wandered a few steps through a bush and sat me down on a stump. Take a breather, that's alright, we're almost there anyway. Where are we going? What, don't want it to be a surprise? I didn't realize it was going to be a surprise. But we're going to be back in time for dinner, right? Of course, can't do much anyway, not without bringing the others to come say as well. Well, we can check it out first anyway. Dean wandered off for a bit, checking out some of the trees and running his hands through the foliage. He didn't wander out of sight, occasionally flashing me a smile before going about his own investigation. Okay. After a couple of minutes, I joined him, and taking his hand again, he led the way forward. Oh! Yep. I wandered over to the river's edge, looking down into the water. All things considered, it looked clear, cleaner than I would have assumed. How'd you know this was here? I had a hunch given the layout of the forest, plus a few other things that I picked up from when Roswell and I were out here. I'd half forgotten that Roswell had been out here with Dean. I kept thinking back to him getting lost out here alone, but maybe Dean picked up on more things being out here twice in one day. So I figured we could sit here for a bit before heading back. Sound good? Sure! Dean was already moving over to the river and kicked his boots off, sticking his feet into the water before just laying back. Water's nice, good on the feet after walking so much. Really? He looked over to me looking relaxed. Why would I lie about that? Kick those sneakers off and dip your feet in, Dave. I nodded slowly, taking my shoes off and sitting on the edge of the water before following suit. It was cold but refreshing. Oh, you're right. I hope they weren't wearing socks. Because wet socks. His feet go commando. Oh, you're right. What, think I'd lie about that? Okay, you're right, I'm sorry. But do you think the others would like this? Probably. Sal would like it, if only because there's water, but it's quiet. I got the impression you'd like to just sit here and watch the water, given how peaceful it is. Probably. It was like that when we went to the beach one time. You two went to the beach? Without me? Not everything needs to involve you, Dave. I'm allowed to hang out with my friends. I just assumed, well, what, as Al and I didn't know each other? I mean, I guess, especially given he was ready to punch you. Plus, you'd never really brought it up before. Well, you never asked. Plus, we've been friends for years. Rarely do I get him so worked up that he's ready to lay into me, but it's happened a couple times. I don't hold it against him, though. I never knew. But still, friends shouldn't hurt each other. What about you and Tyson? He ever hurt you? The answer was obviously yes, but I hadn't expected to be blindsided like that. End of the day, if you apologize to one another and move forward from it, typically things work out. If you can apologize for it. You can't apologize for everything? Not everything, no. Some wounds can't survive that sort of thing. You can try, but it's hard. Oh. We sat in quiet for a while longer before my curiosity got the better of me. What sort of things can't you apologize for? Well, I felt that I must have hit a nerve, but Dean continued to speak all the same. Before I go into this, I'm trusting you with this, alright? No telling the others. How come? It's serious, I mean it, Dave. No telling the others. Oh, okay. Dean sat up, scratching his neck and sighing out. Goes without saying that if someone's dead, you can't apologize, right? Dean. My heart started to race, looking him over, expecting the worst. Speaking from experience, coming close to that is just as hard, difficult to apologize for, I mean. I didn't kill anyone, no, but someone's life was ruined because of me. What happened to them? Hopefully they're doing better. I've told you about them before, the one that moved away. The one that tried to kill himself, yes. Oh. I felt like I now knew something I shouldn't. I hadn't had to have a conversation like this before, so it's hard to know what to say or what to ask. Not that I didn't have questions, but the whole topic seemed like a taboo to even bring up. But I will give Dave a do-over, at least run into him again and try to apologize. I'm sorry, Dean. What for? I want to help, but I don't know how. Can I have a hint? He wore a tired smile, looking up at me from his spot on the forest floor, reaching out carefully for my hand. I took it eagerly, giving it a reassuring squeeze, assuming that's what he wanted. You're doing plenty, honeybee. Thank you. Dean sat up and put an arm around me, holding me close. I made it. Thank you, Dave. I didn't realize until it happened again just how often I sat in absolute silence with people. But it wasn't a bad thing. There was something nice about not needing to say anything and just enjoy the time with someone else. Dean was someone that I didn't mind sitting together with. I wasn't sure if it was because it was a break from him being so flirty or if I just liked having some quality alone time. It was probably a combination of both, given how much I did like cuddling up with Orlando. There was something about Dean that was different. As I wriggled my toes in the water, my mind wondered as to what things would mean moving forward. Was I going to be a good boyfriend? Would he make a good boyfriend? As if feeling my uncertainty, he leaned over and kissed me on the cheek. You doing alright, handsome? I nodded slowly. Yeah. I smiled gently, looking down into the water as it flowed over my feet, but that's when I saw it. Wait, what's that in the water? I leaned forward, peering at the glint I saw peeking out from behind my foot. Dean, is that right there? Dean leaned in, frowning as I pointed out what I'd seen. You're kidding me. Out here? Really? He shuffled across slightly to reach for a fallen branch, using it to fish out the object out of the water. Ah, god damn it, it's a medal. Dean picked it up and wiped it on his shirt, looking it over before handing it over to me. Take a look. He handed me the medal and I turned it over in hand. Why is this out here? Seems like this task was almost impossible, huh? No kidding, but I suppose if we found it, no harm done. Chances are we might have found it if we came out this way to do some fishing. Assuming it didn't drift downstream. Right. I looked at the emblazoned H on the surface, going through the names of the zodiac in my head. What's the matter? Oh, just trying to figure out which one this is. Any ideas? Well, I don't think any of them start with the letter H, so I'm kinda stumped. Something to ask the others at some point aside from the mystery of the random medal. Are you at least having a good time? I think so, but I might be getting a little cold, and what? Well, I raised my feet out of the water, wriggling my toes for him to see, watching them drip. We didn't bring anything to wipe our feet with. Oh, shoot, really? Well, that's on me, so, how about I just carry you back? On my back, even. Wait, really? Sure, I don't mind getting a little dirty, even my feet. Nothing the shower won't fix anyway. I have a friend. She's... Feet for feet. Dean gets to see the yeen beans for free, lucky bastard. Try to mind getting a little dirt. Yeah, it's about that time anyway, so... Dean jumped to his feet, offering a hand out to me and helping me up. Come on, honeybee. Dean turned around and I jumped up, again reminded about how broad he was compared to me. Beneath all of his fur, he felt solid, strong, and I felt safe. And sure enough, he carried me the whole way back, not breaking stride once.
You can't tell?
Should I be able to tell?
Given we picked some of these, yeah. I used some patty straws along with what I found in the kitchen.
As I was rubbing my eyes, Dean stopped before me, looking me over. Tired? I guess so. Maybe the walk took more out of me than I thought. Want me to carry you up to bed? Oh no, that's alright. I don't know, might take a shower and get comfortable. Well, alright. See you in the morning then? Well, I was assuming that I'd see you when I got out of the shower. Oh, really now? I mean, if you're interested, I don't know how much I'll be up for, but the offer is there. Well, alright, I'll see you upstairs. Not heading up there just yet. We're doing a do-over from last time, I should probably go get you another flower, right? Oh no, that's alright, I don't need another flower. But did you want one? It's no bother, really. You seemed to like the last one. I did, but I don't want another flower. Not right now, anyway. Anything else I can bring you instead? Bit late for coffee. I laughed, wondering if I should make some sort of lewd comment and risk him taking it too far. You don't need to bring me anything, Dean. But if I want to, then surprise me. Alright, I can do that. You sleeping in my bed, or am I sleeping in yours? I thought back, thinking about what might happen and the implication of using my room. The fact that my room was bugged made me hesitant to really want to do anything there if I could avoid it. Yours, I think. Then I guess I'll see you when you get out of the shower. I detoured to my room first to get some fresh clothes, plus a couple of other things before heading to Dean's. He still wasn't here, and it seemed as though there were still a few clothes strewn about the floor rather than having been picked up. I straightened up the bed and sat my pile of clothes near the end, heading towards the bathroom nervously. The water was nice, and it was enough to settle my nerves. Occasionally, I'd look over my shoulder, half expecting Dean to invite himself into the shower, too. It seemed like something he'd do anyway. Then my mind started to wander. Dean stepping into the shower behind me, putting his hands on my hips to hold me steady. Then he'd probably say something flirty, given he'd be naked. Well, I snuck a peek down and realizing I'd quickly riled myself up. Running my hands through my fur, I tried to distract myself by cleaning more thoroughly, keeping my hands above my waist. After all, if I tended to myself now, Dean would probably be annoyed after hinting I might be interested in messing around. Then again, he'd blah, 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 blah. I'm just going to go ahead and hide the window. I stepped out of the bathroom with a towel around my waist. I'd given myself a quick blow dry too, so my fur was fluffy and soft. Dean liked that, right? Well. He was sitting on the bed, clad only in his underwear. He'd had a shower when we got in, if only because of the muddy feet next needing a dressing. Nice and clean? I nodded quickly, shuffling closer. Up and down, inside and out. He laughed as I nodded again. I wasn't sure if he caught that I paid attention to that, but he kept a smile all the same. Yeah, I'm not reading that out loud. How are you feeling otherwise, though? Yes. NSFW. Good, I think. Maybe a little sore, but a good sore. Well, good. You seem doing... I know I did. I did, yeah, what's wrong? Nothing really, just wondering what happens next. Sleep, depending on if you take that shower first or not. Not that, I mean, doing more of that stuff. Well, that's mostly up to you. I still reckon we're a ways off me. I'm not reading that. Dean smacked me firmly on the rear, holding his hand there. But if that's what you want, we'll get there quickly. Don't you worry about that. I chuckled, feeling my face go red. Well, so long as we take it slow. He leaned down and kissed me atop the head before stepping aside. Go rinse off and I'll meet you in bed if you want to... Alright. I think we're safe. After a quick shower, I rejoined Dean in bed, opting instead to just stay naked. He'd seen it all now, so it seemed like the perfect night to try something different. Oh no. Having learned from the last time we shared a bed together, Dean seemed to only have a single light sheet covering us, but his body was warm enough to not need anything else. He cuddled for a bit before I realized he fell asleep with his arms around me, cradling me close. It took me a little longer, mind wandering about what we'd just done and if it was right or what it meant moving forward. Not that I didn't enjoy it. Perhaps it was just guilt that I was looking forward to the next time. But eventually sleep found me and I blacked out, nestled in against his broad chest. And we're going to leave off here tonight. Yep, I guess, I don't know. Yeah. I guess I'll post those CGs in the Discord server. I don't know. Stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.